Hello, hello, hello. Rather sad, demoralised. Welcome to the David67 Celtic News YouTube channel. Um, I was planning to do the live stream yesterday around 6 o'clock, but was rather sad and disappointed and demoralised by Celtic's rather rotten performance yesterday afternoon. So postponed it to now. I had actually been planning at the moment to watch the Celtic women's match, which was live on BBC Sports Scotland on the website there, but they're having technical problems, and so the game isn't yet on the TV on iPlayer. However, happy to report Celtic's women are winning 3-0 after about 20 minutes with 2 goals by Murphy Agnew, who is in replacing Kit Lefersky, who's out injured for the rest of 2023. However, cracking on with the post-match review, pretty awful performance by Celtic, I thought. Players looked rather dead, tired. I think a lot of them seem to have their heads both either in their international games or looking forward to the game against Lazio. I think that no players deserved any more than 4 or 5 out of 10. And that goes for Brendan Rodgers. I thought his substitutions, his change of tactics were rather unimaginative, given that Motherwell were playing a typical 8-1-1 type of formation, keeping one player up the top to keep our defenders occupied, packing the defence, packing midfield with defenders as well, and very much not really hoping to do anything other than frustrate Celtic, get a point, and maybe even get a goal on the break. Rather unimaginative and boring football from Motherwell, but probably understandable given their recent really awful run of form. It doesn't appear that Alistair Johnston is injured, so not terribly sure why Ralston started in his place. If Johnston was injured or too tired, shouldn't really have been on the bench, in which case Lagerbielka, Nawrocki, etc. would have been much better backup defenders on the bench. I was a wee bit surprised to see Liam Scales playing. He's had a very busy start to the season, has been playing international football and club football and European football all season. And I personally would have, given the fact that Motherwell were very unlikely to cause any threat in the top end of the pitch, would have been much happier to have seen Lagerbielka and Nawrocki, one or the other, playing along with Carter Vickers. For me, very disorganised, not very much invention, rather boring side to side, slow pace up. I'm not quite sure why Palma and Yang weren't breaking in to the box as much as they have been over the last few weeks. I was a bit surprised to see Kyogo starting up front. I think O would have been much better as a starter. Kyogo in the first half apparently had 5 touches on the ball, and certainly in the first half, the best chance Celtic had actually was a near own goal, which Liam Kelly, the Motherwell goalkeeper, did very well to save on the goal line. Rather boring, rather sterile performance by Celtic. Too slow, too stodgy, too predictable, no magic. Second half, probably a wee bit better. Still very, very little from Matt O'Reilly, very, very little from Callum McGregor. No creation, no imagination, no long shots. Just pass against an extremely well organised defence, blocking off the ball, going out wide, blocking off the shots, blocking off any passes into the box. We, of course, did get a penalty when O was pulled down from the back. Was a bit surprised, actually. It was a yellow card only, as otherwise, had it not been for the Motherwell's chopping down of O, who was about to score the rebound, it was a goal. And so I can't see how that's not a red card and a penalty for stopping a goal-scoring opportunity. However, referee kept the yellow card as the option, red card in his pocket, did give the penalty. Lewis Palmer did a really good job of faking the goalkeeper and then bizarrely hit the ball to the side that he'd faked the goalkeeper away from. And Kelly admittedly did make a good save. VAR had a look at it. For me, it did look like Kelly's foot was off the line and thus was an illegal save, but VAR upheld the save and Celtic didn't take the lead. Disappointingly, off came Kyogo, off came Palmer. I think Palmer was a player, had he been given a free rein to run into the box and get out wide. Had he been better served by McGregor and O'Reilly in midfield, I think he could have been a player to have made a difference. Also, his long shot ability, admittedly coming on at that point, David Turnbull, who's always good for a long shot, pretty good at corners most of the time. And so that was a reasonable substitution. However, I think the game was really calling out for a player with pace and attack. And so was very disappointed that Marco Tilio remained on the bench until a few minutes into added time, when he didn't have any chance to start contributing to the game. I think Marco Tilio is a great player and just needs time in the team, time to get his bearings, time to get settled into the team. And I think he is actually going to be a great player, assuming that he can perform the same way he did in Australian football as he has, and also in youth and under 21 and 23 football for Australia. And we have to remember he is actually under 20, a full international for Australia with 7 caps, was in their World Cup squad this time last year. And so I can't really understand Brendan Rodgers' reluctance to give Marco Tilio a chance. For me, bringing him on 15, 20 minutes to go, he's got lots and lots of pace, very, very direct, good at finishing, good at creating, very good at getting free kicks and penalties in and around the box. And so for me, I would have loved to have seen him come on. Mikey Johnson, for me, a player of the past, no future at Celtic, has had so many chances at Celtic and always failed. It's a couple of years since he scored for Celtic. He has had some good performances for the Republic of Ireland, and apparently was man of the match in their game against New Zealand in a friendly, which I think just about sums up Mikey Johnston. However, to be fair to Mikey Johnson, he did get us the penalty, which David Turnbull very calmly finished. And then we had the fiasco of Carter Vickers, Taylor, Scales, Ralston, McGregor, Hart, grossly badly organised in defence. Quite how the Motherwell players got in and around the ball. Hart completely useless in the centre of defence. Why he wasn't coming for that ball, clearing everything out, big punch up the pitch, and the danger's gone. Carter Vickers wasn't taking control. Scales wasn't taking control. Greg Taylor, who isn't the biggest of guys, seemed to be marking their biggest striker, the one who actually got the sort of head flick, shoulder flick deflection that scored the goal. Terrible organisation, and just about summed up Celtic's game. Didn't have their minds in the game, didn't have any focus, and extremely disappointing. have had a wee look at various different websites and a couple of the TV highlights and so on. Haven't fully digested and reflected on those yet, and so will, over the course of the day, have a bit more of a look at all the highlights, see if there are any different angles and opinions, see if there's any different TV footage that gives a better analysis close up of the key incidents. And I plan to do another live stream, or more likely a video, tomorrow morning. Unfortunately, Celtic women's game on BBC Sport iPlayer still isn't working. Just going to do a quick update for those that do follow the women's team like I do. Good news, Celtic women's side are 5-0 up against Aberdeen. Brilliant, of course, for our goal difference in the Women's League. That puts Celtic women's team top of the league at the moment. And so at least the women's team are doing the Celtic club and the Celtic badge full honour. So Celtic so far have had goals from Colette Kavanagh, 2 from Murphy Agnew, 1 from Paulo Partido, and the 5th goal that just went in from Natalie Ross. And it does look like the BBC Scotland people have managed to get that game up and running. So I'm going to finish off today's live stream. As always, please do like and subscribe. Subscriber numbers slowly creeping up, and all the likes and comments that people put attached to this live stream and to the video is always greatly appreciated. And if there are any points that anyone wants to bring up watching this live stream in the recorded, reviewed fashion, do feel free to pop those into the comment section, and I'll either reply in the comment section or talk about them tomorrow morning in my live stream or video then. So thanks for those who've watched. Thanks for those who like the channel and subscribe to the channel, and do feel free to pass on the details of the channel to all who may be interested in old-timers' opinions and analysis of the great club of Celtic. So for today, goodbye. Commiserations, Celtic. Please do pull up your socks for the game against Lazio. Otherwise, we're going to get completely and totally gubbed. And hail, hail.